What do you see? Now I will do it like this. It's a little easier. What do you see? Thank you. Nobody allowed to answer, but of course. Thank you. So, most people, I can take the ears too. Most people see a drawing, and that's right. You see a drawing, but you don't see the paper. It's a drawing and a paper. What's my point? The point is the drawing cannot exist without the paper. Now, the paper is the metaphor of consciousness, the one who is conscious, aware. This is the metaphor of your body. The body cannot exist without the paper. The body cannot exist without something is aware of the body. The body is not aware of the paper is already aware of the body. So if you're aware of something and it's in the body, something is aware of the feeling in the body. It changed. The reference point is not the body anymore. Now this is a thought. The thought cannot exist without the paper. The thought cannot exist without something is aware of the thought. This is the feeling. Nice feeling. I don't know how they look. The feeling cannot exist without the paper, without something being aware of it. This is the voice in the head. Blah 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 blah. The voice cannot exist without the paper. Something is being aware of the voice. Now I will ask you a question. I would like you just to close your eyes for 30 seconds. Just close your eyes. Now say your name 3 times inside. Now say it one more time only. Now notice this moment, notice your breath, and open your eyes. So something is aware of the voice. You agree? So what I say, you find out if it's right for you. That's how this teaching goes. I don't want to convince you about anything. I want to explain so you see yourself and find the reference point back to this teaching yourself. Because if you believe me, it's bullshit, you have to find out. Is it someone aware of the voice? I will say yes, you can disagree, but I don't want to have that discussion now, we will take it later. It's something needs to be aware of the voice, and you notice, I'm noticing the voice without saying I'm noticing the voice. Now, what happens when you notice the voice? You start to relax. And in many cases, the voice just goes away. It's like it's nothing there. But the voice can be there or not be there. A thought can be there or not be there. You're free anyway. Now, just to make this drawing a little bit more funny, this is the planet. The planet cannot exist without something being aware of it. This is a tree. This is a flower. This is Adela's cat. Look like a reindeer. This is the sky. This is the universe, and we have the sun. We have stars. It cannot exist without the paper. The drawing cannot exist without the paper. Here you have some angels. Whatever it is, it cannot exist without the paper. Nothing is outside the paper. Here, okay, here, since we saw a lot of UFOs yesterday, you see the green light when you go out, and you look up, you see the green light. It's a UFO. It's actually on the building, but we called it UFO. This is a UFO, a flying hat. Whatever, it cannot exist without the paper. Whatever, something needs to be aware of it. Who is aware? Meaning also that this awareness cannot be outside of you. It needs to be here. Where else should it be? In the mountaintops? You know, you're looking for freedom. Mountaintops, holy places. Holy places. Where else should it be? In the sky? In other dimensions? Heaven? Paradise? If you have a place called paradise, it's here. But if it's a place, it has a beginning and it has an end. Because all drawings has a beginning and an end. So wherever you look in everything, and everything is possible in everything, it will not last. And that's how you've been looking, because you don't know what you see. So the teachers has always said, heaven on earth is here. And you asked the question, it's the right question, before you gave it up. You asked this question back. I look around on this planet and in my life, heaven on earth, where the fuck is it? Where is it? I cannot see it here because everything is 50-50. Around-ish. If I see it in myself, I don't see it in the other. If I see it in the other, I don't see it in myself, and so on. Okay. Now I'll make the drawing again, similar. What do you see? Yeah, I can go back here now. What do you see? A drawing and the paper. Meaning, when you look at me and I look at you without the story, what do you see? Silence. Now you see. Now, here's a person, here's the planet, here's the sun. Let's go back to this drawing again. These drawings. It's like this. We have molecules, it's dots. I do this very fast. It's dots. It's space between the dots. Then you have atoms, more space between the dots. Then you have subatomic particles, even more space. And then you go further and further until you come into no thing. Like molecules, atoms, subatomic particles, waves, and then no thing. Now we have this, we have thoughts. Feeling, emotion, feeling. Voice. Now, you have thoughts about who you are, becomes a series of thoughts, many thoughts. Past. You also have hope, worries, dreams. About the future. So if you don't think about the past, you think about the future. How will it be? What should I do? Think. It creates a story about your life. And this is what you believe about your reality, of who you are and who the other is. And if you have past experiences that triggers, like it actually comes from the unconscious, is trigger memories, like it's about survival. A thought comes up, a feeling comes and reflects it, emotion. The emotion tells the thoughts, and now we have an identity. It triggers again and again and again and again and again. And you try to change it, fix it, see it, and it comes again and again. You try to change it, fix it, and now the voice goes, I'm not good enough. Why? Why is it like this? I have to be better, I have to do like this. And it judges. And now you heard you should not judge. So now you judge yourself for judging. It's just the thought that is judging. It's not about you. Now you become impersonal to the stories, to the thoughts. And that sounds terrible. Shouldn't things be personal? Impersonal in this manner means very personal. Because you're you. Now, in this, you start to ask. And remember, the paper as is stillness, is peace. It's actually a little bit beyond, but it's still, it's peace, it's harmony. It's ever-presence. Ever-presence. Its quality is to be aware. Now again, I ask you, who are you? And we look together. Oh, I'm this body. Really? I'm this story about this body. Really? And now silence is the answer. No thing. Now, in this no thing, something happens. If you could do like this with me for one moment, you just take your hands and you just lift them slowly up, like slow motion, lift them slowly up. And stop. Lift them a little bit down. Stop. Turn them slowly around. Stop. Close your eyes for a moment. And open your eyes. Take your hands slowly down. Stop. Like that. Ever present. Continuous. Something like that. Now, when you find this moment to stop, it's no thought, it's nothing. For most of you, if you don't think, what the fuck is going on? But in most cases, you just follow and you become here, right now. That's the place. That's it. Very normal, very natural, but it feels good. Why? Nobody tells you else. Something else. Now, you ask, who are you? And silence is the answer. Now, this ever-presence can reflect into the mind and the body. Stop. Now you ask, what is everything? Silence is the answer. What is the answer? Ever-present reflects into the mind and the body. What is everything? Everything has to be ever-present. Can that be true? Yes. And then you have some buts, and you look, what happens when I become aware of the thing, this feeling that says it's not? It becomes ever-present. Now you have a new way of thinking and seeing, and the perspective of life is totally changed, isn't it? Now you have the biggest illusion of the all, the other. You know, I was talking about the relationships yesterday. The other. You know, the other that makes your life shitty or good. The other that can take something away from you or give you something. The other. The other is a story in you. You know, thoughts, a series of thoughts. The other is now, let's say a person you know that's not here is now a series of thoughts in you. Now, you have, of course, from here changed your relationship to your thoughts, to the story, to the other. But here is more real, isn't it? So you have to look, who is the other? Oh, it's the same shit. It's no separation. And stillness, peace is reflected into the mind and the body. Now, you look for freedom in here and here, like you want to have security, joy, you want to be unique, and you want love, and you look for it here in objects, in things, places, people, and in dreams, hopes, and stuff like that. So you look in here, and of course some of you have been looking for the ultimate, God. But God could not be trusted in here because God would change all the time. So you had from your childhood maybe had this question, maybe unconscious, is God good or bad? And most of you have asked the question because when you look at this world and you know God is the creator, you also been having this question, does God have a problem? It seems like God maybe have a problem on this planet. But if it's the creator and the ultimate intelligence of the universe, how can God have a problem? Is God good and bad? Oh, here it's good. Oh, I make a prayer. Prayer? Stop. silence, stillness. Oh, prayers is good. But when I don't do the prayer, it's gone. So, when we can come into this moment and see, without the teaching, we still exist in here. Spiritual exercises still exist in here. So we ask, who are you? Oh, I have to be already here. Now you start to investigate this more and more. Who is the other? Who is what is the meaning of life? Oh, it's this and this and this and this. It's silence. Of course, it's peace. No more seeking. I'm immortal. I'm changeless. I'm limitless. What more do you want? What more do you want? It cannot be more. It's the absolute. How does the absolute... Oh, then I can think everything. No, you don't need to think shit. The absolute already done it. So now, you in one way become this intelligence, whatever it is. So, if you have a goal and you reach it, how do you feel? You worked. How do you feel? And you know everything is taken care of. You sit down after that and you say, wow, I did it. And you sit down, how does it feel? The same thing is when the mind stops seeking, it feels good. If you reach a goal, let's say in work or career or whatever, and you say, yes, I did it, how does it feel? It feels great because you did it and you don't need to think about it anymore. When you don't need to think about it anymore, you feel good. Why? Because you don't think about it anymore. You don't feel about it anymore. You feel good. Then some people say, hey, the freedom, you look for freedom in here. Why don't you just go directly up here and see this? Now I draw an eye. It's just a symbol of the paper. Now, the mind is like this. You have different qualities of energy. So you have one that is light, and you have one that is fast. The fast one says, when I do this, I will get this. Like businessman, businesswoman, when I get this done, I will get this. Everything you do is to get light. You want to be happy, peaceful, joyful, loving, no problem. But when you do, to be, you hit this, but what actually happens, it changes, you know, everything in here, so you go back here and you become slow. Slow mind, unclarity, caught up in stories, more easy, more feelings, more things like reality is shit, is this, fear, apathy. You're slow, you cannot see clearly. And you cannot see clearly in this teaching. So sometimes we do exercises to get back to this light so you can see clearly, simple at this map, how this map works for you. So when you're slow, you need to do something again. And here you have the circle. You go to work, you do your survival thing, and you live in survival. You need to do to be. And here we go. Why can't you be and then do? Stop. You know? Stop. See that you're already free. See that you're already safe. See that you're already joyful before you move. It's a different perspective. You already have what you're looking for. It's a different way of living in this reality. You already have it. Nobody has it doesn't need to give it to you. You don't need to beg for it, you already have it. It changed your thinking completely. Now, after a while you've been looking like this, you're looking for happiness in here, safety, being unique. Unique will give you what? Love, because you're so special. No, you're more special than that. You're this. The specialty in here cannot even compare with this. And it has nothing to do with ego, because this will remove the ego. Remove the one that needs to be special, needs to be unique, needs to be best, needs to be this. It removes it because it's a story. And you don't want that story. Because you know what's behind, it's much bigger. It's to be free of the story. Now you can ask a special question that we also have. Who is dying? You remove fears. Who is dying? Who is sick? Who is the smartest? Who is this? And silence is the answer. So when you're aware that you're aware, safety, joy, your whole and complete love, abundance, freedom is already given. Now you ask, what's the most important thing in my life? To know who you are. Because when you know who you are, you have everything you want. What's the most important thing in your life? What do you really want? And then you look into this and you say, okay, very simple. And then you find out, what's the most important thing in my life? And then you find out, I want to know. I want to know who I am. Now you get a burning desire to find out. Now it's good to have a map. Now you get you start to become aware of a thought. That the thought comes, you discover it, and it goes away. These thoughts, it can be like one thought, hello, everything sucks, it can say. And then say like, okay, I buy this one, everything sucks. Okay, the feeling, emotion says, okay, life sucks. Life sucks, life sucks. And then you look out and say, you suck, I suck, everything sucks. Now this is your reality for a little while. Now, on the steps into this teaching, you find out, I'm not that thought. The thought comes and you can just find like, whoa, I don't want to talk to that thought, or I'm just watching that thought, it's just the thought. Now it just passes through. No emotion, no life sucks and the whole shit. And when life sucks, you have a behavior. Hey, you suck. And then they say, you suck, and you have cause and effect in the drawing that says everything sucks for 3 months, or 3 years, or 30 years. Now, next thought comes, and they say, I don't think so. I don't want to go into that story anymore. I stay here. And you see the beauty of freedom and beauty of expression of life. What happens when you live life as it is accepted and you live life like that, the energy can start to express itself. Energy that you never ever experienced. On this way, the unconscious, you become conscious of the unconscious. Meaning, I don't have any pens more, yes. When you're conscious of the unconscious, you know this shitty thought I told you about that will trigger behavior from the past again and again? It's just a thought. It's not 30 years with therapy anymore. It's just a thought. You can go into it or not. Then you say, and if you don't go into it, tremendous energy comes into your body. This is a part of the journey for most. It's like the unconscious, you become conscious of the unconscious. It wants to go home, and all you have to do is watch it. It can come through as a feeling too, but still, now you see it from the place it should be seen. It's rewritten. It's not you anymore. You're not afraid of it. You meet it. You accept it completely. And then it can go home. Now you're free of the story. Now you're free. The problem is not the problem.